Hey, all, Michael Lunsford here, Citizens for a New Louisiana. And look, you guys have been asking me about these voting machines, the proposal that's coming up. And so I did a little research as requested to find out exactly what's going on. And more importantly, is this better than what we have now or worse? I know a lot of people are freaking out because of what happened in the presidential election. There's all these questions on voter integrity and did we do it right? Did we get it right? I get all of that. But what you don't necessarily know is the way our voting machines in Louisiana work right now is, I call it increment based. So you go into a voting machine and you say, I want to vote for these candidates and submit your vote. What it does is it just adds a little number one next to each candidate that you voted for. So there's no way to go back and audit that to see, okay, we had 100 people all come through and vote for one candidate. We know that because we asked them as they left who they voted for and they were willing to tell us. But we go back in the voting machine and it's not 100. So what happened? There's no way to know. It just doesn't match. And if you had 100 people come through, all 100 would not be willing to necessarily tell you who they voted for. So it's kind of a squishy system that we really have no control over. However, the proposal, the RFP that was put out by the Secretary of State's office has got me pretty excited. The main thing, and I heard on Carol Ross, he talked about paper audit. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, what's that about? So I got the press release, and here it is. It is Voter Verifiable Paper Audit Trail, which provides voters with the peace of mind that their vote is recorded accurately by allowing them to verify their vote on paper before casting their vote electronically on a voting machine. This feature will also enhance the continued accuracy of state elections by providing a mechanism for a full paper audit. Okay, everything else in here, I think, is just little bullet points about they have to follow the law. They're going to disclose who owns the company, if they're foreign owned or not. They're going to disclose all countries in which the proposer operates. They're not allowed to spend any money they earn from Louisiana on lobbying Louisiana. I think that could maybe be a little strengthened, like they're not allowed to lobby at all. But, it's in here. So with our current voting system having no audit trail ability, and look, I'm stretching here a little bit to say there's no audit. My understanding is you can't really audit the machines like you can with this new system. So I think this is pretty exciting. I hope you'll agree that regardless of what brand gets it, if you have a paper voting audit system, that's going to be pretty good for Louisiana. Now, let me add one more thing to this. One thing that's missing that I would like to see in this proposal or in the process is another company, a different brand, a different ownership, completely separate company that will do the paper audit the day after the election. So election night, everybody goes in. They use the tabulation model, which we have now in the machine. It tells you 9 o'clock at night who won the election. Great. We love that. We like to be able to go to bed at night knowing kind of who won. However, what we don't have now is the audit. I'd like to see us audit all of those machines the next day using a third party. So you would scan all of the paper receipt ballots through and verify that each and every machine in the state of Louisiana is 100% accurate. I think that's something they should add to this. And look, voter integrity is everything in a democracy and in our representative republic. If we don't get it right, bad things can happen. And look, everybody, I think, understands with this last presidential election what happened, all the questions that are still out there, that are still unanswered, that were not adjudicated in court, are just, they've got us all freaked out. So look, if you want to continue to call the Secretary of State and say, hey, we don't want this particular brand or that particular brand, great. Call your legislator, great, love it. But just be aware, this is still better than what we have now, and I think it's a good move. Now, I'm willing to wait and see how it goes and see how this thing fights out. And I also know that a lot of y'all are calling your legislators and the Secretary of State, and they are feeling the pressure. They know how you feel about this. This is a very important issue. So, look, they're also going to probably read the comments under this video. So go ahead and comment. Tell them what you think about the voting system. Tell them, if there's a particular brand you like or don't like. Let them know, and I'm sure they'll read it. So they might even respond. All right? So, look, that's the research I've done. If you have any questions, look, comment below. I'll do my best to respond to everybody. Take care. And see you next time.